Eli Gehn here at the United Center, where the journey began in the Big Ten tournament to make their way towards a Big Ten title. It started on Tuesday, and each day throughout the day, teams eliminating each other, making this bracket smaller and smaller. For Purdue, they started on Thursday, where they took on Northwestern, eliminated them convincingly, then moved to Friday, where they had a rematch with Nebraska. Took them out pretty convincingly. And then on Saturday, the semifinals were aligned. Purdue set to take on UCLA, where Purdue would go on to win that game by a final of 73-66, using their experience as a team to pull through in clutch moments down the stretch. So what that does now sets up a rematch with Michigan, the top-ranked team in the entire country. Just 2 losses this year. And earlier this season, the Wolverines went into Mackey Arena and took down the Boilermakers. So right now, the Boilermakers and the Wolverines slated for a Big Ten championship matchup on Sunday. After the game against UCLA, we caught up with Purdue, the team in the locker room and at the podium, about their excitement to play for a Big Ten championship and to do it against Michigan.
Had some key stops, made some good decisions, made our free throws, which was really important. But no, we haven't shot the ball well in this tournament like we're capable of shooting. We haven't shot it poorly. We've just been average in that area. And so, but I've liked our decision making. We've done a pretty good job in this tournament executing. I thought the difference tonight, obviously, was the rebounding. With that being said, we prepared a lot for Donovan Dent. And then now he doesn't get to play in the game. And so, game plan-wise, what you're doing, well, it's going to be harder on them. They lose Tyler Bilodeau. They lose Donovan Dent. So, you got to tip your hat more to UCLA in their fight and the character they showed, the resiliency that they showed to compete and make this a game. And I think sometimes with us, when we get the good looks that we get and then we don't make them, it messes with our energy a little bit. Not a lot, but it's just one of those things where it's you get a little frustrated. And I thought our guys hung in there, though. We hung in there. We made the necessary plays, made the necessary free throws to put it away.
Basing off of that,
how much energy does Oscar Clough bring when he's playing like he did tonight?
He was fabulous. He was fabulous. TK and him. TK was getting all the defensive rebounds, and he was getting all the offensive rebounds. But no, he's been great in the tournament for us.
You mentioned the experience that you guys have in those situations in the end, and how much these guys have been through together. How much does that help in those situations?
Oh, it helps tremendously. You got the ball in the hands of people. You got the guy who has the ball the most is going to break the record for the most assists in the history of the game. Then when you throw the basketball, a lot to Trey and they're doubling Trey, he's a good decision maker. Fletcher's a good decision maker. Oscar Clough is a good decision maker. CJ, rarely ever turns the basketball over. If you look at his assist to turnover ratios, it's unbelievable stat for the minutes that he's had and how few turnovers he's had on the season. So, yeah, that experience of being able to execute and get quality shots really helps you. But just staying connected. When our communication is good on defense and we're good on the basketball, it really helps us.
Now, were you already planning to go along with the bench today, or was that Dent's injury?
It's something that you can't prepare for, right? You're not thinking about. It just, it happened, and you're just kind of seeing what they're running more than anything, instead of how much those guys were playing, at that time. But we had some stretches there, no matter who it was, we didn't play great, right? We went 10 minutes and scored 4 points, and our starters were in a lot of those times. And we had some guys in the bench that were in there too, and that's what for our season it's been trying to find that happy medium, and it's hard to find. It's not been something when we sub to where having the right combinations always. Obviously, one of the things that I've done is just play Oscar more, right? He's rebounded so well. And we've done so well when he's played more minutes. So we've stuck with that a little bit, but trying to get the most out of TK. We've been subbing him a little earlier here in the past 4 or 5 games, and it kind of helps him to get an early sub and then sit for a little bit and then get back in there and give a punch to it. We normally get Fletch around that 12-minute. Fletch normally sits out 4 or 5 minutes in the middle of each half, and he plays around 30 minutes. So each guy's a little bit different. Obviously, Braden, played a little bit less. I thought there was a little bit of fatigue. We're not used to playing 3 games in a row, and obviously UCLA was playing 3 games in a row too. So that was just it all kind of you throw all those variables in there, and I thought our bench did some good things, and then we got in a little bit of a rut there in the second half, and got those guys back in there, and they finished it off.
Just the job that Jack Trainer did playing with one wrist.
Yeah, Jack was great, and it's been hard for him because, we have a lot of guys. What's up, Lance? We have a lot of guys. If you guys made it 3 to help us go to the Final Four, I'd yell at you too. For him, I think you grab your confidence, not for him, but for players in general, especially guys that can shoot, you got to grab your energy through your effort. You got to grab your energy through your defense, right? You just have to. But a lot of those guys grab their energy through makes, through shooting the basketball. So that's hard for a young guy like that. But, he hits that 3 at the halftime. It was a big-time shot. He hits another 3 for us, that layup that he made there. But he also rebounded. Thought he did some good things out there for us and gave us a positive lift.
How have you seen the leadership of Trey, Braden, and Fletcher just through this tournament specifically, and how they're helping these younger guys in the rotation?
Well, more than anything, we didn't play well the last month of the season, but we got beat by some pretty good teams. But that sits with them. They're competitive guys. They've been through it. This is their, fourth conference tournament. Fourth time going through the gauntlet of playing in the Big Ten, and so those guys have been there. So they're not doing anything different. Even though we won 3 games in a row here, they're not doing anything different. They're competitive. They all 3 have different personalities, and they work really hard to help Purdue win.
Jakari kind of helped us run. He didn't play. He played 4 minutes, I think, in the regular season finale.
Right.
He's been huge, I think, coming off the bench for you the last.
Yeah, he's done some good things. He made that shot there in the second half. He got some steals. He was pretty active. But no, he's got a great attitude and he plays hard, and has really given us a lift too.
Some years it's felt like in the Big Ten tournament you guys have had bigger fish to fry. Was this year more of an emphasis of getting some momentum that you needed back?
Yeah, just playing well. You're just trying to get consistency more than anything. You're trying to use playing against really good teams, to help you get better, to get to the NCAA tournament and play and be able to compete. And that's when you want to be at your best. But yeah, it was just leaves a bad taste in your mouth when we didn't play as well as we thought we did. Because in 3 of those losses we had at home, we played really well offensively. I think the Illinois game, the Wisconsin game, and the Michigan State game, if you go back and look at those efficiency numbers, points per possession, we're pretty damn good offensively in 3 losses. We broke the stat line on a couple of those games to where if you look at a box score, you're oh, you're winning that game. And we scored 93 points at Mackey. It's the first time since I was a sophomore in high school that we lost a game scoring 90 points at Mackey. So it's you don't need that to resonate to say you got to be better on defense, right? But the team that did it is a damn good team. You just saw them. They beat, one of the top 2-3 teams in the country in Michigan at their place, and then about beat them again here in the tournament.
It's been since 2000 since the Big Ten has won a national championship. Obviously, you guys want to be the team that do it, but don't you feel like this conference is creeping on the doorstep to finally getting this done?
Yeah, I think we got a handful of teams that can do it. And so, but you're going to have to, you got to win 6 in a row. It's easier said than done. There's a lot of really good teams out there. The talent in college basketball right now is very good. It's been, it's the best it's been in a while. I don't want to say shit without, going back and looking at stuff. But to me, just eye test stuff and playing against players, we're bringing in guys that are freshmen that are just impactful. There's impactful players all over college basketball that are 18 years old, and you don't always see that.
At this moment in time, is playing Michigan for a Big Ten championship about as good as it gets?
Yeah, we just wanted to play well and win some games here and put ourselves in position to keep growing and getting better at it, as a team. So, Michigan's a great team. They're one of the best teams in, 21 years I've been a head coach at Purdue. They're one of the best teams that we've seen. I said it in our media thing. Greg Oden and Mike Conley's team, Darren Williams and Dee Brown's team, a couple of Tom Izzo's teams. Indiana had a team with Oladipo and Cody Zeller. That was a damn good team. I'm probably leaving somebody out of that fray. But yeah, they go into that category. They're a good team, and it's a challenge. And when I played, we had to play against the Fab Five. The Big Ten was really, really good. And it shows you how good the Big Ten was. The Fab Five never won the league. Obviously, they went to 2 championship games, but it was just talent after talent. So, I always used to joke about it. The NIT teams had pros when I played in college. It was just you're facing these people that just are going to be studs and play in the NBA, and that's what you want, man. You want to be that. And this is going to be a real challenge for us, and we're looking forward to it.
Going off that, what does it mean to you to see this specific group, this specific team get the opportunity to play Michigan in the Big Ten?
Yeah, you're proud of them. No matter who we play, you're proud that you had 3 quality wins and you helped your case. You've put yourself on that 3 seed line that you can't get off. We've done the work and we've gotten there. Sure, you want to be a 1 seed or a 2 seed, but you still want to be in that position. But I'm proud of them. Like, we're the only school in the country that's been a top 4 seed 9 years in a row. So proud of our program, more proud of how we've done it, and we just got to keep going.
Do you feel like there's mobility in your seating this weekend, or do you think things are pretty locked in before conference?
Yeah, I would think we're a 3 seed. I think we can change cities with a win. I don't think we change cities without a win. But I would be on that 3 seed, whether we'll be in Greenville or St. Louis, depends on tomorrow.
What do you feel like that's
That's my bracketology, noob. This is 20 questions, guys, and that was 21 right there. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Just what has to be better against Michigan this time?
Without going into the weeds, like, it was that, 16-0 run. It's really the difference in the game. But that's what great teams do. Great teams have those runs. And so, like, that's what you have to be able to limit. You got to have one on your own. Like today, if Wisconsin would have won this game, you'd have looked at their run, right? They're down 16 in that run they made. You got to be able to do it yourself. You got to have some runs against, people, or you're going to have a really tough time to win a game. Rarely is games just back and forth, and that's all it is. At some point, a 10-0 run, a 16-0 run, whatever it is, and that's what did us in. And so, but they have ultimate size. They have good guard play. They have quickness. They have skill. They have size. They have all the pieces.
Guys, I wanted to ask the experience that you guys have had, on stages like this in March. Did you feel that near the end there to be able to pull it off there?
Yeah, I mean, we've played in a lot of close games like that and against a lot of good teams, and we were able to find a way because we've been through those situations, so it's been nice for us to have that.
How about Oscar's performance once again, just dominating?
Yeah, no, I mean, when our bigs play like that, it's really tough for people to beat us, and that's what we try to, relay that message to them every single day, because when they're rebounding like that, they give us so much more opportunities and so much more shots, and then they're playing hard defensively as well, which truly helps, so it was awesome to see them do that.
I know you guys are focused on UCLA out there, but after seeing Michigan win, does that make this victory a little more sweet, knowing that you get to go against them tomorrow?
100%. I mean, we're ready. Obviously, they got us at home, and we get another crack at that, and obviously got to have a big game, so we're all excited for it.
Brayden, how satisfying was it to watch how long you guys went to the bench today and how productive those guys were?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's why everybody's here. We talk about it all the time. Everybody's capable of playing and starting for us, and they showed that, and they continue to show that, so it was no shock to us.
You guys playing your best basketball right now?
I wouldn't say best. No, I think offensively, for me, I feel like I could be better. Obviously, shots aren't falling, but I'm just trying to still find ways to help get the guys going. I think everything else is good. I think defensively we're good. Obviously, we're getting the shots that we want at a pretty high rate, and obviously just getting a couple shots to fall, and then I think we'll be set.
Do you feel like you guys are better situated with the way you're playing this weekend to have a better shot at Michigan this time?
I mean, I think so. I think we started off just playing how we normally should play, and I think obviously Michigan's a great team, and they've been ranked number 1 almost this whole year, so we have that understanding, and obviously have a good test tomorrow.
You guys have been so good on the road and in neutral courts. Is there anything to that, or just happenstance?
No, I think it's just a basketball game for us. I think we're able to, and obviously I think the crowd helps too, because we travel pretty well. So having fans there, just making it feel like a home game, obviously helps as well.
In March, you know what these games feel like. Do you think that kind of helped you in a tight game like this down the stretch there?
Yeah, I think when it's win or go home, obviously there's a lot on the line, and a lot of the little details come out. So making sure everybody's hooked up, everybody's focused, and we know what we got to do to win every 4 minutes and win the game.
You guys said you wanted to be peaking in March. Do you feel like you're pretty close to that right now?
Yeah, I think all throughout the season I was just waiting on us to really click and play our best basketball. But obviously 3 games in 3 days is tough, and against 3 good teams is good for us to get these wins. But ultimately you got to show up the next day ready to play and do your job again.
And obviously Michigan, the big talking point here, right? How forward are you looking to kind of having that rematch with?
Yeah, if you want to win a national championship, you got to beat great teams. So we got an opportunity tomorrow to beat the Big Ten champs, and they got a lot of talent. They got a great coach. So just being detailed for a full 40 minutes and playing hard.
How has Oscar helped with everything just this last week here?
Yeah, the games we've been great this year. He's been great. So I think him kind of dominating the paint, dominating the glass, and really just holding their bigs under whatever he's got to hold them to. So him doing his job and everybody around him focused and doing their job as well is what's made us play pretty well.
And what's been helping you? You hit some very timely threes. You've been doing it your entire career, but to continue to do that, what's sort of like the thing that opens that up to allow you to do that?
Yeah, we got a lot of other options, so they got to help. And me moving quite a bit and trying to find the right spots to knock down shots. But then ultimately, it's the coaches trusting me to be out there and to be out there in big moments and make shots. So really just trusting the work I put in, having my legs and feet ready to knock down shots.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about Trey and just his performance too. Even from last year to this year, how different of an approach he has when, Trey attacking the boards and getting his opportunities like he usually does, but how much does that help you guys too?
Yeah, like I said about Oscar, when we've beat great teams and we've played well, those two have been the backbone of that. Them dominating the glass, them staying out of foul trouble, and really doing their job pushes us to get out in transition, pushes us to get offensive rebound, kick out threes. We're just always clicking when they're playing well.
And then pretty broad question here, but what needs to be done tomorrow for you guys to be Big Ten champions?
Yeah, Michigan's a great team, so obviously staying on the glass, rebounding, and taking care of the ball. And play a championship, you got to play really hard, so playing harder than Michigan.
Do the regular season Big Ten. Now we have that opportunity to win this Big Ten tournament, so that's something that we're definitely looking forward to, and then continuing that into March Madness. Thank you. Yep, thank you.
Ready to ask the same questions you've been answering for the last 3 days. I wanted to talk about the experience in the room that you guys have playing together on this stage. Do you feel like there's a sense of calm emotion that comes during these tight games on a stage like this?
Yeah, definitely. Braden, TK, Fletcher have all been in this situation multiple times on the highs and the low ends. So I feel like them being calm and collective also helps us who are a little bit newer to this type of environment and just being able to execute.
And then Michigan, of course, the big talking point here, rematch with them. I know you guys are focused on UCLA coming in, but when you saw that Michigan was advancing and you had a chance to take them on again, how did you feel knowing that you're about to head into this matchup?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a very tough physical game, so just coming in with a, strong mentality, continuing to communicate on defense, which we've been doing really well this tournament, and just executing offense, and I feel like everything will just flow from there.
You touched on it a little bit before we got up here, but with how the regular season went, does it feel like a fresh start, refreshing type run here to know that, well, now we can win the tournament championship? What's kind of the mindset?
Yeah, definitely. Just knowing that we're one and done. If you lose, you're done, and then having to prep for March. So being in the situation, I feel like it's really good for us. And Michigan is one of those teams where we could see in the Final Four, or if not the national championship. So being able to go into this game knowing that and just going out with a great mentality.
What are you guys going to have to do tomorrow? It's a pretty generic question, but what needs to be done in order for you to claim that title?
I think definitely rebounding. They have a great front court. And then communicating, of course, on defense. That's the big factor. And then on offense, just being able to execute run plays and going from there. So.
And you mentioned rebounding, and we've been talking about Oscar and Trey, these last couple of days a lot. Seeing Oscar and Trey perform the way that they do, does that lift any feeling that you guys have knowing that those guys are a backbone for you?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely has that relief for us knowing that they're back there ready to rebound and block shots for us. So just continuing to have great on-ball pressure and just continuing to communicate.
Yeah, I think we can say that just in time. But it doesn't matter if we're not staying consistent and doing it every single night.
What did you guys learn from that first matchup with Michigan that you can take with you into tomorrow to make tomorrow's game different?
Rebounding standpoint, I think they have. I don't remember the numbers, but I think they had more possessions than us last game that we faced each other. Obviously, they have great size and great players. But yeah, we'll be ready. Our bigs doing a unbelievable job. So yeah, we'll be ready for that.
Kind of basing off of that, I know you guys were obviously focusing on UCLA, but after seeing Michigan win, does that add a little more excitement knowing that they were on the doorstep there and now you guys get another crack at them?
Obviously, we're excited. We're always excited to play really good teams. So Michigan is a really good team. We're excited to play them. Obviously, they got us at our first matchup, so we're hoping to get them back. But yeah, more than everything, we're just trying to win. We just want to win. So we'll be ready for that.
I know this is a first tournament run for you here around, but there's a lot of guys in here who have played on stages like this before. Can you feel that experience helping everyone on the floor, despite how many experienced guys you have?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those guys, this is their fourth year doing that together, so it definitely helps by their voice, by their example. They're amazing.
You won the first two games pretty handedly, but playing on this stage, playing a close matchup like that, have you felt March yet?
Yes, definitely. It's fun.
As you look at what this team was able to do through the runs on both sides of the ball, how much confidence does that give you going against a team like Michigan who really likes to exploit weakness?
I think our defense has been really good, and obviously that's going to be a key. That's always going to be a key. So yeah, I'm very confident in our team. I feel like we're playing really good basketball, and at the end of the day, we just gotta get to the court, like be more aggressive, want it more. Obviously, tactic has a lot to do with it, but at the end of the day, we gotta control the rebounds, try to get more possessions, and try to increase our chances to win.
Fletcher said that Michigan, that game, regular season game, is behind you. But do you feel like there's a little bit of a chip on your shoulder knowing what happened in the first time around?
I mean, we're all humans, so obviously they got us. We want to get them back, but our focus is to win a game, not to revenge or something. Because like Michigan is a really good team, obviously, and we love that matchup. I mean, our goal is to win the game, not get back or something.
Oh yeah, I mean, Coach Payne always says play with confidence. PJ always says play with confidence, and I feel like anytime I have any space, they always say shoot it. So, and if they close out hard, just make the next play.
What's it feel like to hit those shots on a stage like this in March?
Oh yeah, it feels great. I mean, just to be able to hit any shots feels great, but it feels great to be able to hit a shot at the buzzer. It's definitely a good feeling.
Obviously, this room is very experienced. They've played in games like this. Do you feel like that helped you guys in a game that's as tight as it is with the circumstances on the line?
Oh yeah, anytime you have experience and older leaders, I always feel like that helps in close games because they've been in those situations before. So yeah, I think that will help us, continue to help us throughout the postseason and really helped us today.
And obviously, I know it's been asked probably 100 times to you, but now you have Michigan tomorrow. With what happened at Mackey Arena, how much more excited are you to get another crack at them right now?
Yeah, I mean, they got the best of us at Mackey, so I feel like we got to bring it to them tomorrow and try to get our revenge tomorrow.
I mean, I wouldn't say anything different. I just say, just from what I've learned over the season and just being able to put it all together and understand, everything about it, which helps me play as hard as I can.
All right, question here, front middle.
Dylan Sin from the Journal-Gazette in Fort Wayne. Trey, the game's tied. They've come all the way back. The crowd's going nuts. The ball goes into you in the post there, back-to-back possessions, and you score once, and the second time put it up on the rim, and Oscar scores. Just what did it mean for you to get the ball in those moments? What were you trying to execute on those plays?
I mean, I'm just trying to get the best shot for Purdue. Obviously, Coach Thompson, PJ, has a lot of faith in me and my scoring abilities. So, when it's crunch time, as a competitor, you want the ball. And so, I'm happy that I score one of them, and then obviously having this guy to be able to get the rebound and put back is big time.
Okay, question far left.
Report. Trey, talk about when you and Fletcher and Braden were sitting on the bench and the confidence that you guys have in the other players besides you three leaders.
I mean, we've seen it all year. We saw it in the summer. It's really nothing new. Even at the lowest points of the season, through struggles, individual struggles, whatever it may be, we remain positive and confident because it's just the truth. We have a really good team. We have really good players, and we have confidence in these guys.
Okay, question on the right.
Yes, this is for Trey and Oscar, Julian Darnell, Big Ten Network and The Journey. You last faced Michigan at Mackey on February 17th. How has this team evolved from the time you last faced them to now, in which you're now on the brink of, getting to a Big Ten Tournament Conference Championship?
I think hopefully our communication's much better, our defense is much better, but really it's just about us doing our jobs. That's what we've talked about, whether it be Michigan, Wisconsin, UCLA, whoever it is. We can live with it if we do our jobs. So I think our mindset is kind of making sure when we go back and watch the film of the game, to make sure we don't mess up. Yeah.
Okay, Oscar.
I forgot the question, sorry.
No, how's this team evolved since you Sorry, Oscar. How's this team evolved since you last played Michigan on February 17th at Mackey?
I mean, obviously that wasn't a great game for us, and we've had a few bad ones in between them, but it's just learning from our mistakes, not making sure we don't do it again, and growing as a team and getting stronger over time.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. You can head back to the locker room. We'll take questions for Coach. Start here on the back left.
So what's so special about the Big Ten tournament is that it is the final championship to be played before Selection Sunday. Now we just have to wait and see. Will Purdue be a Big Ten champion, or will they be an at-large team out of the Big Ten? Selection Sunday takes place right after this game concludes. Tip-off for this one scheduled for Sunday at 3:30. At the United Center for 13 Sports, I'm Eli Gehn.